what's the best way to so he'll probably just ask us about ourselves and
We'll start with
whatever.
intros. Most local fashion shows struggle to do three things: build careers, keep creative momentum, and make audiences feel something beyond a quick runway walk. But one production in Milwaukee decided to rebuild the entire runway experience from the ground up. Train models, shape confidence, create editorial platforms, and turning shows into cultural phenomenons. So today we're going to hear why traditional runway systems weren't working, what almost caused the project to collapse early on, and how the WALKee Way is quietly creating a new pipeline for fashion talent in the Midwest. Welcome back to Fashion Pulse. Today I'm joined by Julia Maday and a fellow
Co-producer.
Emily here today. So we're gonna start out. Julie has been here, but I just kind of want to get a brief reintroduction for those of you who have not heard from her before.
Thank you, Jason. Well, first of all, I do want to thank you again for having us. I am excited to be here. My first time here was amazing. We talked about being a mature model, and you actually inspired me to do my own podcast on River West Radio called Hey 60, which is Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Yes, I'm a shameless self-promoter. So I started that. I'm here with my co-producer, Emily, and we are part of the WALKee Way, as you can see from our cool T-shirts. We do have merchandise available to promote our brand. And so I'm going to just bring it over to Emily. I want Emily to kind of talk about, what the WALKee Way is and what it means, and really how we why our fashion shows and our productions are different than other ones in Milwaukee.
Yeah, so our fashion shows and our productions are very different because we care so much about everybody involved, and we make sure that it's all organized and that everybody's getting something out of it. We want to make sure everybody feels cared for and loved, and we want to make sure that everybody feels connected. And that's really important for us to all feel connected, to have that human connection together, and a very healthy and positive one during our shows and photo shoots.
And so our other co-producer is Michael Tucker, who's an amazing Milwaukee photographer. And so we collaborate, and how we collaborate and how we connect and how we create is based on our personal experience. So Emily, how long have you been modeling in Milwaukee?
I've been modeling for 4 years now.
Okay,
so not super long.
So Emily and I met in the fashion scene, and so we have so much experience in past fashion shows in Milwaukee that what we want to do is make sure that we give our models and our photographers and our stylists and our social media people the best possible experience based on our experience. And I think that's what makes us different. So not only do we produce fashion shows, but we also have a magazine too called the
WALKee Way.
The WALKee Way. And so we're on our second issue. We're going to be working on our third issue. And so essentially it is a way to recognize the models, the photographers, boutiques, and designers in Milwaukee, and to celebrate them. Is there anything else you want to add to that?
No, we want to make sure everybody's recognized, everybody's seen and heard, and we want to promote everybody because we want everyone to be successful. That's one of the biggest things, is that we care about like your own success and your own brand. So yeah, that's something that's really important to us as a business.
Yes.
Awesome. So you talk about how yours is different. I want to sit here, from personal experience, Julie. I've seen you both in fashion. So when you entered into the fashion scene in Milwaukee, in specifically, but what were you seeing there? I mean, what was your opinion of what was going on that you felt need to be changed, that brought you to this point that you decided you were going to do this?
I think it really comes down the way that we were treated, or I was treated as a model, right?
Yeah, that's what it comes down to.
It really comes down to that. So my motto in life now is kind communication is
clear
clear
communication.
communication. Look at that. She knows that. Like, the more information you can give somebody to prepare yourself for that event, the better outcome you're going to have. And even the space, you know what I mean, that we create in, you know, the space where we have our model calls and our emails and the response after the model call, all that is so important, because a lot of times you apply for something, yeah, you got it, and then you show up here, and then
You're just a name on the list,
Right.
basically,
Yeah, or a
anywhere
number.
else. Yeah, or a
Right.
number.
and then it's crowded and nobody knows what's going on, and there's nobody there in charge, and you're in a cramped space, and
Just
you're
standing around.
exactly standing around and waiting, and all that is like, yeah, you kind of tolerate it, right? And you
Yeah.
do it. I've done it. You've done it. And we're all about the more information, the better, and the more we want the models to thrive. We want the photographers to thrive. We want them not to feel like they're just surviving or just showing up, and we don't want them to feel like they're just a clothes hanger.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the biggest thing.
Because they're not, right? They have a face, they have a name, they have a brand. They're representing themselves. They're representing us as the WALKee Way. They're representing Milwaukee, and they're representing whatever designer or boutique they're walking for. So it's all those things wrapped up into giving the model and the photographer and the venue a better experience. And that's really kind of our motto. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with that. I would say like my first show that I did like 4 years ago now, when I went through the process and did everything, I was kind of surprised as to how it went, and I was a little bit disappointed as to what this world was offering me. And even just from the first show, I was like, there's got to be a better way. So I'm happy
Yes.
that we're able to actually have an impact on that now.
Awesome. So, Emily, a little bit more about you. I mean, what were you seeing for your own personal experiences?
Just exactly what Julie was explaining. Just a lot of standing around, waiting, just a lot of miscommunication. Starving, no food.
No water.
It is hectic. It's scary when you see like two of the organizers not knowing what's going to happen or what's going on, or like they're all running around trying to figure out, you know, their own organization while the models are just sitting there and waiting. And, you know, we want to make sure that we kind of organize everything that could possibly happen before all of our stuff, so everything is all organized.
And we've had 2 very successful fashion shows already. And we even had some bumps that we had to overcome. And we dealt with it really beautifully. And I feel the best thing that we have going for us is the relationship we have with each other. And like I'm old enough to be Emily's grandma. I know that. Michael is probably, I don't know how
In
old
between
he is
us,
in between
yeah.
us, but we learn from Emily. Emily learns from us, and I always try to like tell Emily, this is just a great learning opportunity for you. And the skills that Emily is learning at such a young age, it's priceless. And I always tell you that because the stuff you've experienced, you wouldn't have experienced without being part of the WALKee Way. Do you agree or disagree?
Yeah, I agree. And I feel very fortunate that all of us communicate very clearly, and we all aren't afraid to speak up for ourselves, or, if there is a problem, we will figure it out. And I don't have any doubt in my mind that we'll be able to figure it out. So,
Yeah. So it's the relationship building that we've experienced, and we've taken all of our perspectives and really made the best experience possible for the models, the photographers, the designers, and we always give credit where credit's due. And I think that's really important, because I feel a lot of times we're not recognized, or there's no photos. Like, where are the photos from that show? Oh, never got them. Or can I buy something from this designer? I mean, we really try to promote people selling, especially designers. It's not about us, it's about the designers. It's like selling their stuff. How can they sell their stuff after the show? And I think that's really important in Milwaukee.
Yeah, after every event that we've done, somebody has bought something from the designers.
Yes.
So it's been great.
I would, in with that, I would have to say, because I've attended a few fashion shows, and I really don't see anything, because Milwaukee doesn't have a huge market for local designers. There is no store like, I think, New York. I don't know about Chicago, but New York has specific boutiques that, and I'd have to do the research because I don't remember
That's
what the name
okay.
of the store was, but specific boutiques that specialize in featuring designers that are local, and Milwaukee doesn't have that. So I think that's an important thing for designers as a brand, because you don't have that exposure,
Correct.
that you don't have buyers coming here just to walk the runway, and you definitely see people who go, ooh, you know, where can I get that? But the designers don't have anywhere, and they don't have the financial wherewithal. A lot of these designers are actually doing this out of their own pocket.
Correct.
So do you speaking of which, do you at the runway shows how do you handle with designers selling their clothing?
Well, ever since the first fashion show that we had, we've always wanted to do a pop-up shop with the designers
Right.
at the fashion shows. Unfortunately, that didn't work out for the last fashion show that we did, but it's always been on the list in the docket for us to really get a pop-up shop going for them having a volunteer that runs it during the show and all of that, and like order lists and all of that.
Well, on our last fashion show, or no, our last two fashion show, no, it was with Zoe.
Zoe, yes.
Designs, or Zoe Silverstein, or Flowy Zoe. I don't know what her name is, but you know, it changes. We actually put QR codes on the item, and then the models had that, and then the models would walk around after the show and display what they're wearing. And I know that Zoe, she sold a few things after that because of that. So essentially, instead of the models like going on the runway and going back and changing their clothes, they walked out at the venue so people can actually like see it, touch it, and buy it. And so that was a brilliant idea of Michael.
Yeah, Michael put that all together.
Michael put that all together to put a QR code and a number assigned to the model and to the item.
And there was a picture too. After
Yes.
you scan the QR code, it has, you know, the description, the picture, and how you can
Yes.
buy it.
So like at our next, well, we have two fashion shows coming up. One on March 20th at the Branch in Racine, and that is going to be a more of a wedding venue fashion show, and all of the gowns and all the accessories are coming from Madame D's in Racine, and so we're working on making sure that the people that attend that are able to identify that piece of clothing that they would want to buy from Madame D's. And Madame D's is just like right across the street from the Branch. But our second show coming up on April 12th at Falcon Bowl, right down the street, which benefits River West Radio, by the way. They're our benefactor. We are going to make sure that the designers have a vendor table there that someone else is going to manage. And so that's going to be Artizga Minga, and then Eric Ramos, who owns a store at Goldman's, and then we're getting McLaughlin and Hayes hats that we're going to be showing. So we're going to be sure that they're able to sell their stuff like right after the show, and so that stuff will be available immediately after the show to purchase. So as you can tell, we're learning and growing.
Yes.
And we're getting better and better with every fashion show that we produce. And by the way, I do host those too, because, you know, I do have the gift for gab.
Yes, that I definitely would agree that you have. Well, I mean,
Jason's like, okay, can you stop talking?
no, you know, we love it when you're here. So kind of going from the fashion show. So the magazine itself, and Michael put out this last week the link for the latest magazine.
Yes, through MadeCloud.
So was that something that came about at the same time as the fashion show, or was that kind of like in...
Emily, I'll give that story, that journey.
It didn't really come up with the fashion shows or even in our meetings in general. I mean, we do have big dreams and big ideas, but that wasn't really on our, on our list to do next. It ended up just like falling into our laps because we wanted to post our models in a magazine, and we lost a connection with a magazine that we had previously. So we just decided to start our own magazine. And we knew Michael has wanted to do that for a while now, and he basically puts most of it together. He's very, very good at that. And we're hoping that it'll grow and, get better and better every month. So far, we've had 2 volumes out. So we have.
So that was just a way that occurred because we had to pivot. Like we're going to stop having magazine publications because of our connection, or we were just going to make it our own, which we did. And I mean, like even our logo and our name is just collaboration. Right, the 3 of us, right? So we have this magazine that we currently have, the WALKee Way Magazine, but we also are going to have one that is a little more revealing, so to speak, and that's going to be the WALKee Way Confidential. So we're going to have another magazine publication to promote designers and boutiques where the models are just tastefully more revealed. Right. So it's going to be it's just mature content. That's why it's called WALKee Way Confidential.
Yeah. Awesome. So right now, with the magazine, what is the goal with the magazine? Like if someone buys it, what are they going to see in there?
They're going to see a lot of pictures and a lot of events that we've put on.
And all of our models that were part of those events. Like,
yes.
It's really important that models feel seen. They feel validated. They feel like they're contributing to something. They feel like they're part of something. And so that's really what the magazine is that the word? Encapsulates,
yeah.
For our models and our photographers.
Yeah. And we have, we always have a story on the cover model. We dig a little bit deeper into them, and we always want to feature somebody different every month.
And then we are going to be opening, we are open to other photographers bringing their models into the magazine. We haven't been approached by that, but we're ready and waiting for that. In addition, we are looking for advertisers, and what we're doing now is essentially advertising for the boutiques and the designers that we work with, so that people can see who's contributing to the WALKee Way.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So the reason behind the magazine is you're giving more in-depth of the designers, the models, and the whole thing behind the fashion show,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
I love that because I don't think a lot of people actually do that. I mean, until you become a big name, you're just a hanger, as you say,
Yeah,
right?
a clothes hanger. I've been told that. Well, you're just a clothes hanger. It's like, yeah, and I'm a damn good one. So thank you for that.
I will have to agree with that. So
Every time I look at a hanger, I think of that too. It's funny. I was told that.
That's kind of
so
I know, but
you kind of got a whole ecosystem, right?
Yes,
Like
I love that.
So what do you like beyond the show, beyond the magazine? What kind of opportunities do you have for models that other fashion shows? So you're actually, when I think about it, you're not just a fashion show.
No,
You're not just a magazine.
correct.
Right.
It's an entire, like, as I
Support
said,
system.
ecosystem.
Yeah.
Yes, I love that.
And I like that
A fashion
because
ecosystem.
Milwaukee's small, and I love the fact that you're kind of nurturing this, and then people can go beyond that. And then you got the magazine, which gives more in-depth for the local talent as well. And you know what, that I love that. Most definitely. And so we talked about the fashion show. We talked about the magazine. So how can people get involved?
Well, first of all, we want them to follow us on Facebook and Instagram.
At the WALKee Way.
At the WALKee Way, as you can see by our beautiful shirts. And then we want people to attend. We want people to reach out to us to be part of the magazine if they want to publish, photographers, if they want to publish some of their pictures of their models in the magazine. And really what we're all about is supporting Milwaukee fashion and Milwaukee models. Like, for example, we send out emails probably every 2 weeks, talking about our model calls.
At least.
And so we even included the Mount Mary fashion show model call in the email. You know what I mean? Because we want other models. You want models to have other opportunities in Milwaukee and represent the WALKee Way and learn from us. I feel like we want everyone to thrive. We want everyone to succeed. We want to give everyone the same opportunities that we had, right? But Emily and I, we had to fight for those,
Fight our way through it.
Fight our way through it. We had to find information. It was hearsay, right? Oh, did you hear about this model call? What? Or you'd go, I'm like, how did you hear about that? Right? We want everyone to have access to the same information in Milwaukee. And I think that's really what makes us different, is that we want everyone to succeed and we want everyone to be able to participate. And we want people to learn and grow. And then get a magazine publication. Who does not want to say that they were in a magazine, and who doesn't want to say that they're the cover model, right? And so, that's a huge recognition for somebody, is to be on a cover of a magazine.
Almost definitely. After all, who doesn't want to be on Vogue, right?
Exactly.
We have everybody trying to be on Vogue. And what I like about it is because the fashion industry is so competitive, is so cutthroat.
Right.
That for a small fashion community to nurture it, we don't have to be like the outside world, because New York is tough. And to have that opportunity to grow up in an environment that's supportive of you when you begin your career, and then eventually, you go out there prepared.
Exactly.
Yes.
I love that. And that's really what we want, is people to be prepared and to people feel that, oh my God, I got my start in the WALKee Way.
And we do offer model classes and stuff like that for people to improve their modeling skills. And we've had veteran models. We've had new models in those classes. You always learn something new. And we're trying to do that now before every runway show that we have as well. So we're hoping that, everybody improves their skills.
Right. And we want everyone to feel comfortable and safe. And we want everyone to feel welcome. We talk to everybody like we talk to each other. And
we have fun.
We have a lot of fun, and we've had some challenges, but we've overcame them. And, I think the biggest thing that you have to understand too is that we learn from our experiences, even together, the three of us, we've learned from each other, and we're always trying to improve and make things better, for our next event.
So do you have obviously you've had 2 shows.
Yes.
Are you planning on keeping at the same location, or kind of changing it up every year?
Well, we want to change things up. We loved Briso de Mar. Briso de Mar was the coolest restaurant on the Milwaukee River. It was awesome.
Beautiful view.
Yes. Right on the river, but that place is under new ownership or management, and I don't know anything about that. So now we're looking for different venues. So that's why we Madam D in Racine. She's working with somebody called the Branch in Racine. And then I went to, this all has to do with you also, is that when I made those cookies and I volunteered at the River West Radio fundraiser, it was at Falcon Bowl. And I'm sitting there thinking, oh my God, this is like the coolest place for a fashion show, right? So
you hooked us up.
So yeah, so I'm always on the lookout or the prowl for, I love that word, for venues. On the prowl like a cat.
Oh, Lordy.
I think that's a Hey 60 topic. Just kidding.
That'll be your next podcast
Who's
episode.
on the prowl? I haven't used that word in a minute. So I saw that venue. So then we reached out to them and we went there. In fact, we're going there after today so Emily can see it. And then it's also just about working with designers and boutiques that have a brand, that have a line that we want to promote. So like I said, we are working with Minga, Artesia Minga, Melee Refo, McLaughlin and Hayes. And we have a model call coming up on March 1st at the Racine Business Center between 12 and 2 for multiple shows, multiple designers, and a magazine publication. So we're like, what is it? You call and we set you up, man. We're all about giving models and photographers the whole experience.
And we're about efficiency too, because we could have done separate model calls for all those things, or we could have done this or that, but we wanted to organize everything in advance so that we could
make it
all
simple.
just do it on one day, one model call.
Yes.
Well, I mean, to be honest, that's smart because Milwaukee, again, being small, the models, that's their part-time gig.
Right.
So to get them all in one spot for all those is fantastic. Now, before we close, I do want, now that I think about it, there's the opera place, is it the Florentine that's up on Boulevard? You might want to consider that. I haven't seen the inside. It looks like it has a big open space.
The Florentine Opera?
Right on right up the street from me on
That's okay.
you'll let
me know.
We'll probably go by it because
We're always looking for new locations.
Oh, yeah.
I want to stop. I want to go with you to Falcon Bowl just to take a look at it because it's probably right up the street
It's
from
right
my
down
house.
the street.
So.
Oh, the other thing too, I also want you to know that we're all about giving back to the community. And so that's why part of our proceeds are going to go to River West Radio as a nonprofit, because they're supporting you, they're supporting me, and I mean, they're supporting Milwaukee. There's a lot of creativity in Milwaukee that's done here at the radio station. And so we want to give back. It's not just about us. And, eventually we want to pay our models, right? We want to pay our photographers. We want to pay our designers. We're not at that moment right now, but part of our ticket sales that are going to be through the Falcon Bowl will go to, we'll go to River West Radio. Falcon Bowl. There's an actual bowling alley down there too, which is pretty cool.
It's very important to us that we give back to everybody who has given so much to us. Even if that's just their time, that's still a lot from them.
They get pictures.
They get we did a thank you model shoot at the end of the year last year. We're hoping to do that.
Event.
We're hoping to do that once every year, maybe twice. Just to say thank you to the models. We have a lot of fun. We just have a big photo shoot and everybody gets all
I remember
those
that,
pictures.
so that was awesome.
All right. So in closing, you're on Facebook. Are you on Instagram?
Yes,
WALKee
the
Way.
WALKee Way. The WALKee Way.
So I will post links. You will also be able to follow us on live stream every 2 weeks with Fashion Pulse right on my YouTube channel. Polished Living by Jason Orléans. You're welcome. So again, I want to thank you all for coming out again and see you in a couple of weeks.